All right, guys, welcome back. So in the last video, we created an endpoint for catching Pokemon. In this video, we're going to create an endpoint for releasing Pokemon back into the wild. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do that. Let's open Sublime to your Pokemon.js route, and let's start creating a new endpoint. This endpoint is going to be a delete endpoint. That's another method we can use because we're going to be deleting that Pokemon trainer record we created in the last video. So for this one, let's do just the same kind of thing we did before, but rather than catch, we'll do release. And instead of a Pokemon ID, we're going to do a Pokemon trainer ID, but let's just put ID, because you could potentially have 4 Charmanders. One trainer could have 4 Charmanders, but you only want to release a specific one. So that's why we need the ID in the Pokemon trainers table. So make sure to do async. Okay, and like before, we just need to get these variables out of the query params, or I mean the path variables. So we'll do trainer ID and ID. We're getting those from rec.params. And then, we can actually copy a lot of the code from our last endpoint. So let's just copy the whole thing, minus that first line of it, because we already wrote that. A lot of this is going to be pretty similar. We don't need a nickname to release Pokemon. We do need to find the trainer, so that's good. We need to find the Pokemon as well, but that's going to be a little bit, we can't just use the Pokemon table because we're using the ID from the Pokemon trainer table. We'll do find one, and then in here we'll do an object, and we'll say, let's see, include. So this is where we're joining, and we're going to be joining on the Pokemon trainer table. So model is models.Pokemon trainer as Pokemon trainers where this is where we'll say where ID equals ID. So basically what this is going to do is it's going to find the Pokemon trainer record with that ID, and it's going to join on the Pokemon table to actually get the Pokemon. And now, okay, so if trainer, we need to make sure trainer is good. We need to make sure Pokemon exists. We'll do, so rather than creating, we're going to be deleting, and in Sequelize, that's called destroy. Very ominous. And again, just remember, we're not actually deleting the record. We're just setting the deleted date, and Sequelize is going to use that and know, I'm going to pretend like that's deleted. I'm not going to return that data if we ever need it. But it's still in the database if we ever need to resurrect it. So we're going to, let's see, do destroy. We don't need, so we want to change this for here. We'll add a where object. We just delete all this data here. And in the where object, we're going to put ID. And then we're going to change our response. Rather than trainer caught, we're going to do trainer released. And we'll say by Pokemon.name. So this is going to say, in our case, Gary released Charmander by Charmander. And then, of course, we want to change this to say releasing the Pokemon. And yeah, if we couldn't find the Pokemon, then we're out of luck. Okay, so let's go ahead and try running that. So what you can do is you can just right click this tab, you can hit duplicate, and then just change the necessary fields. We'll keep these. We don't need this body anymore, so you can just set this to none, or you could leave it, it's fine. And I think that'll be good. So go ahead and make sure your Pokemon.js file is saved. Run your server. click send. Oh, I forgot to change this when I duplicated the tab to delete. That's the method we're using. So you see it says cannot post because there's no post endpoint with that path. So we'll hit send again. And something's not working. Oh, okay. So if you go into your command line, you'll see reference error Pokemon ID is not defined. So we probably, when I copied this, I probably just left a Pokemon ID in. Yeah, so I'm gonna change this to Pokemon Trainer. Pokemon, and we'll just set this to ID. And let's just make sure we don't have any Pokemon ID. Okay, should be good. Save that, run your server again, hit send. Pokemon Trainer 4 not found. Oh yeah, this needs to be ID. Well, that shouldn't make a difference, but maybe it does. Oh, that's right. We need the ID. So it's actually ID 1. If you look in Pokemon Trainer, the ID is 1. So now hit send. Gary Oak released Charmander by Charmander. Perfect. So if we go into our database, just refresh that, and you'll see this deleted date is now set. And that's how that works. The next step is just going to be adding authentication. So stay tuned for that. It's a really important part of this process. So thanks for watching.